What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Uzziah Show, where being young, black, and successful is celebrated. I am your host, Uzziah, your success strategist. And if you have questions about your business, career, or finances, then this is the show for you. So I'm excited, y'all. We got a hot topic going on for tonight. The topic is about how to finish what you've started. And just to give you all a quick background, in 2013, I paid off over $95,000 in student loan debt 2 years after graduating from Baylor University. I am an entrepreneur, a real estate investor, and best-selling author, and I created this show to help you get to the next level. So as we start this thing up, y'all, make sure that y'all sign in. Make sure that y'all leave me a comment letting me know who you are and where you're from, so that way we can make sure that you are acknowledged and celebrated. We're going to open up the phone lines. We're going to talk about how to finish what you've started. Do you struggle with getting things done? Do you struggle with making good on your promises? Today, I'm going to share with you some of my most important secrets on how to maximize your productivity so that you can get to the next level. I want us to open up the lines because I want to get your feedback as always. And we're also going to go through some Q&A. I want to make sure that we're celebrating all of your wins. So if you have a business that you want to see promoted on this channel for free, then please send me all of the details and we can get this thing started. Now, as y'all know, every show, I try my hardest to give y'all as much free game as possible. But there are some things that I ask for in return. Number one, no bad energy. Please, no bad energy, y'all. We don't have to agree on everything. We don't have to see eye to eye on all the talking points. But please make sure you keep this thing respectful and make sure that you keep it positive so that way we can have a good representation of what our community is about. Number two, let's keep the engagement flowing, y'all. We need to get the comments rolling. If you're online, make it known. Stop being quiet. Get out there. Let us know who you are. Let us know who's watching. Let me know where you're coming from. Make sure that you smash the like button so that we can keep the likes up. Let's keep the likes at 50% or higher. Okay. If you're coming into the show, you're just getting started, welcome. We're about to get into it. Make sure that as you come in, you smash that like button to tell the YouTube algorithm that you want to see this show online. If you want to see what this show is about, Positive Black Male Media, where we talk about spiritual, financial, and community empowerment, then make sure that you smash that like button to keep this show on the air. All right. And lastly, if you have any questions that you want me to address during the show, whether it's about business, finances, or your career path, please make sure that you put the question in the super chat and I will get to your question as soon as I see it. make sure that you put it in the super chat, because that's what will allow me to pause the show to cater to you. All right. If you want to sponsor the show because you like where things are going, then please make sure that you super chat. As always, make sure that you show support. If you don't show support to this channel, nobody else will. Don't expect nobody else to support positive black male media more than you. Okay. If you want me to support your business, if you want me to promote your business and give you a platform so that way you can start getting some sales, send me an email with your website, all of the information on what your business is about, how we can contact you, so that way I can promote it as a part of the show. Again, I am promoting businesses for free. All you have to do is send an email to my email address at Uzziah@Blackmen's Career with your website, what it is that your business is about. Send me all of the details about how we can get in contact with you, and I will promote your business on the show for free. All I ask is that with your business, make sure that it's a good fit for my channel. I don't want just anything being promoted on here that takes us away from the pivot of what this channel is about. All right. So now that that's out the way, how do you finish what you've started? I want to hear some commentary from y'all. Y'all is quiet tonight. Do you have a hard time finishing your tasks? Is it hard for you to finish what you've started? The reason why I made this a topic is because this was a big talking point on yesterday's show. On yesterday's show, I posed the question, do black men lack confidence? And one of the things that we discovered is that a lack of confidence means that you don't get things done like you said that you would. Chevis Watson said, I heard that time management works. No, you need to know by experience, brother. It don't need to just be by, secondhand information. Peace, black man. Good to see you online. Glad to see y'all. Just join and make sure on your way in you smash that like button and show some love. Now, when we talk about how to finish what you started, your life is the result of your life's decisions. So your future and your family's future comes down to how well you can execute on a task. Many of you have many lofty goals and visions planned out for your life. But until you start to execute on it, you will stay stuck in the exact same place. Today, I'm going to outline 5 ways for you to finish what you started so that you can take your life to the next level. And I want to make sure that we get y'all camming up as always, so that way you can give your commentary and talk about maybe some of the things that are holding you or others back. Number 1, if you're going to finish what you've started, you need to establish boundaries around your vital few. You only need to do a few things if you want to be excellent. I always tell y'all, if you want to be average, do a lot. You have to understand that less is more. So before you get started on anything, you have to establish your boundaries around a vital few. Okay? You need to be clear on what few things that you do and list all of the things that you don't do. See, here's the thing. How many of us are familiar with a to-do list? Pretty much everybody, right? How many of us are actively using a not to-do list? Are we taking track of the things that we shouldn't do? We have to understand that one of the biggest reasons why you don't start what you finish is because you say yes to too many things. Because you say yes more than you say no, it stops you from finishing the things that you started. Because as you take in all these different opportunities, You never have the time and space to get things done. You have to focus on a vital few things. By you adding more on to your plate than you can handle, it overloads your schedule and you can't get important things done. Can I get a witness? Ariel says, this topic is so needed. I can start things easily, but I definitely struggle with finishing them. We got you on this one, Ariel. It starts with you focusing on your vital few. Okay. Shout out to Chevis out here in Houston, Texas tonight. Make sure that if you're joining, make sure that you're putting your name, your city, where you're from. Shout out to Yasha Allah. I see you on Savannah, Georgia. Shout out to Milan. I see you saying preach. Let us know where you're coming from, brother, so that way we could give you your proper shout out. Back to the topic. If you're going to be successful and finish what you start, you have to set boundaries first. Y'all don't have no kind of boundaries. You just go out to life taking whatever is thrown at you. Things that your boss wants you to do, things that your family wants you to do, things that the media is pushing you to do. And because you have no force field around the vital few, you open the door for anything, and it suffocates the things and the activities that are the most important. You have to, the key to excellence is to say no to 99 things out of 100. See, I know that this is very hard. This requires discipline. This requires self-control. This requires you not caring about what other people think, because in order for you to live by this, you're going to let some people down. You're going to tell them no. You're going to say, no, thank you. I appreciate it. Instead of good, you're focusing on great. You have to focus on the things that matter. So right now, you need to identify what vital few things that only you can do, that when you do these things well, the needle actually gets moved. So I'm going to give you all an example. In my life, my vital few is hosting this show and creating content for my church. Everything else I'm looking to eliminate, automate, or delegate. Now, just because there's a ton of other things that can possibly get done, it doesn't mean that I'm the one that has to do it. It doesn't mean that I'm the best person for the job. Some of y'all want to start businesses, but you don't need to wear every hat. If you build a business where it's you that's doing all the work, then essentially you've just created for yourself another job. And I promise you, when you do that, you've created a job worse than the one that you already have. The key to business is identifying the few things that only you should do, while identifying and delegating everything else accordingly. Okay, so start to think about what it is that you want to do with your business. Shout out to Yasha Allah for the $20 super chat. Thank you as always for the support, my brother. Shout out to the brother Milan Phillips from Bismarck, North Dakota. Wow, we got black folks from North Dakota watching this show. We going somewhere, y'all. Shout out to North Dakota. North Dakota is in the house. So let's make sure that y'all show that brother some love. Make sure that y'all keep this show going, y'all. Do y'all see how many people the Most High is allowing us to touch? People from all over the world. We had brothers on from the UK last night. We got brothers on from Bismarck, North Dakota tonight. Man, I'm excited, y'all. So keep the super chats coming. As you can see, it's helping. Just so y'all know, I got on the Black Men's Career hoodie. A lot of times y'all see me with the shirt on, but I got the hoodie on for today's episode, just so y'all know that the more that you invest in the show, the more I'm giving back to you in terms of value. I'm not taking the money and running with it. It's all going back to us having a better Black experience. So in order for us to make sure that we reach excellence in our lives, We have to focus on the few things that only we should do. See, what do I mean when I say the few things that only we should do? You are not good at everything, and chances are there's only but one or two things that is your superpower. You have to identify your superpower. I never delegate somebody coming on the show and doing the show for me. Why? Because my superpower is public speaking. If I hand off my speaking to somebody else, there's no guarantee that the show is going to be as impactful and as valuable as it could be if I'm doing it. But somebody else can handle my accounting. Somebody else can design my graphics for me. You need to identify the things that when you do them, things take off. This applies in real estate. This applies in business. This applies if you are, running a nonprofit organization. At the end of the day, there's only but a few things that you can do on a mastery level. And not everybody else is that great when it comes to that. So don't be a control freak over everything. Learn to eliminate. I talked to you all about the Pareto principle. 80% of the things that you're doing right now is not getting you any results. 20% of all of the things that you're doing right now is responsible for 80% of the results. You have to cut the things that don't matter. That's where eliminate comes into play. Next, you have to learn to automate. You have to come up with repeatable processes and systems to take you out of the equation. Last but not least, y'all, you have to understand the importance of teams. And shout out to my sister Ariel for the $50 super chat. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Y'all know the super chat's been drying up over the past few days, and I sincerely appreciate the help and the support to keep this show on. Let's all celebrate the sister, and let's all thank her for doing her part in supporting positive Black media. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now back to the topic. The second thing that you need to do if you're going to finish what you started is to create your ideal work environment. Y'all take this one far too much for granted. Most people don't spend their days working, even though they're at work. I'm going to show this to y'all. Y'all know I come with the research. Y'all know I come prepared. Most people do not spend their work day working. Part of the reason is because of their environment. If you have not set up the perfect environment for you to work, it's going to be hard for you to get things done. Now, let me put this on the screen for y'all so you can see it, okay? I want you to see the title of this article. This is from Inc. magazine. Fair use. In an 8-hour day, the average worker is productive for this many hours. It may make you feel better about leaving work early today. I wonder why. Notice what it says here. The 8-hour workday is not based on the optimal number of hours a human can concentrate. In fact, it has almost nothing to do with the kind of work most people do now. Its origins lie in the Industrial Revolution, not the information age. So basically, to make a long story short, whenever Ford started pumping out all those vehicles, he created a 9-to-5 system to put workers to work. However, in the modern day, which is the information age, not the industrial age, research suggests that in an 8-hour day, the average worker is only productive for 2 hours and 53 minutes. That's right. You're probably only productive for around 3 hours a day. Now, think about that. You have 24 hours in a day, and yet you're only using 3 of them to actually complete a task. How can you expect to have massive results if you're only doing but so little to help you get through your day? We have to understand that this plays a large part in why we cannot finish things that we start. You're only productive for around 3 hours a day. Now, let me show you why that is. Most people are not spending the 8 hours working. The most popular unproductive activities listed were reading news websites, checking social media, discussing non-work related things with coworkers, searching for new jobs, taking smoke breaks, making calls to partners or friends, making hot drinks, texting or instant messaging, eating snacks, making food in the office. These are all distractions from our workday. If you're going to get to the next level, you have to have the ideal environment. What does that mean? The ideal environment for working is when you make it as easy as possible to get to work. Make it as easy. Okay. Make it as easy to work as possible. And make slacking off as hard as possible. What do I mean? Let me give you an example. My office is right next to my bedroom. This is where I do everything in my business. This is where I record my shows. This is where I create new content. This is where I design new products and services. This is when I have calls with my team. I take care of all of my business to get to the next level in the room that is right next to where I go to bed. This allows me to roll right out of bed and get to work when I need to instead of getting dressed and going on a morning commute. The less friction that you can have behind your work, the easier it will be to get the job done. But the more friction that you have behind your work, the harder it's going to be to work on it. So I want you to start to examine how you can have an ideal working environment. For some of y'all, it's like y'all got to go through an obstacle course just to get to work. Who can relate? I want to start seeing some comments. If you just came in, make sure that you smash that like button. If you like the show, make sure that you give a super chat to support what we're doing. Some of y'all, it's like an obstacle course to get to work. You got to go on a 45-minute commute just to get to your work desk. You got to get dressed up and get suited and booted. Once you get to the work desk, you got nothing but papers and clutter all over it. And you don't even make the tools that you need to use easily accessible that's right in front of you. One of the reasons why we tend to struggle so much with distractions is because it's always right in front of us. Phone right in front of us. Food right in front of us. Social media right in front of us. We're putting the wrong things first. What you need to do is take your big projects, the things that'll take you to the next level, and put it directly in front of you in your workspace. And the things that you don't need to be focusing on, you need to put that as far away from you as possible. You finishing things has a lot to do with your environment. The same way that we blame the environment for our outcomes in life and us growing up in the hood, our work environment is just as critical. Okay. So here's how you need to put barriers around your work sessions so you can't give into your devices when you're trying to work. You need to put your phone on silent and put it in the other room. When you're really getting down to really working, I'm not talking about fake work. I'm not talking about you being punched in at a job and now you feel like you're doing something. I'm saying when you're really trying to change the game, when you are really trying to do something of impact and significance, you need to put your phone on silent and you need to place it in another room. You need to get rid of all of the barriers that stops you from doing your work. Because here's what happens, my people. You sit down at the desk. You say, okay, I'm about to start working on something. As soon as you begin to take that first step, you know what happens? You want to start checking email. You want to check your favorite website. You want to start checking social media. You find every excuse to postpone the real work that much longer. You find any reason to delay the inevitable. You know right now that you want to write this book, but instead of actually giving yourself the time and space to do it, you say, oh, let me check my phone. Let me see if somebody text messaged me. You check your social media app, say, did somebody like my latest post? You have to get these things out the way, y'all, because when you focus on these things, you are living in somebody else's purpose and not your own. When you wake up out of bed and the first thing that you do is check your phone, you're checking to see what other people have in store for you. You're not checking to see what you have in store for yourself. If you're really trying to get to the money and you're really trying to live up to a certain success, I would advise that you don't even check your phone within the first hour of waking up, because you need to set your tone for the day. Imagine you waking up, checking your phone, and your life being influenced by somebody that's sending you a message that you don't like. You've already programmed yourself to operate in negative energy. But this might have been the most important day that you needed to get big results. This was the number one day that you had, aside from your 9-to-5 job, to work on starting that business, but you just compromised it because you checked your phone. You have to set these distractions aside and create a force field so that the only thing that's in front of you is you and your work. I'm going to say this again. The more friction that you have in your workplace, the harder it is to get to work. The less friction that you have in your workplace, the easier it is for you to work. So try to make it as easy for you as possible. Put your phone on silent, put the phone in the other room. Use distraction blocking apps. You got online applications like Freedom. Check out an app called Freedom. I'm not a sponsor of it, but it allows you, it stops your laptop from being able to pull up certain things. Like if you're working on starting a business and you know you need to just be locked in on maybe a certain document, Freedom will stop your web browser from being able to go on other websites. It'll stop you from being able to read email. It will shut down your internet connection, only allowing you to look at the things that you really need to focus on. So if you know that you're easily distracted, you need to create your ideal environment where you save yourself from yourself. You know, they've done studies recently on just easy ways to help people lose weight. And the first thing that they talk about is changing your environment to get better results. So rather than having, sugary snacks right in front of you, start putting healthy, low calorie snacks in front of you. That will help you lose weight, because what do? You start working, you get tired, you get hungry, and then you're going to start grabbing at the first thing that you can see. We as humans, we don't like to think. So we're always searching for that which is most convenient. So if you can put the right things in a most convenient place, this is how you're going to get to the success that much faster. This is the reason why I have apps like Memento in my laptop on my Google Chrome that will block out all these different news articles, and different pages that's already on Google as soon as you open up the web browser. A lot of y'all don't hear me. How many of y'all are familiar with the fact that when you first get on your web browser, as soon as you get on your computer, you already see a handful of news articles and it's already gotten your attention and you're just clicking and clicking and clicking and clicking. And before you know it, you done spent half the day surfing the web. Facebook is already an icon that's already in front of you. You get on it, you say, I'm just getting on here for 2 seconds. You keep scrolling down that news feed, and before you know it, you done spend a whole hour on Facebook. The key to making sure that you avoid distractions is to block your environment so these distractions can't happen. Okay. Now, the third thing that I want to talk about, and this goes along with this ideal environment, is creating your focus times. You need to be able to have blocks of time on your work schedule where you focus on your most important thing. So follow what I'm saying here. You might run errands during the day and you might get different little, miscellaneous things accomplished. But you need to set blocks of time in your day, put it on your calendar, where during these 90 minutes, you're focused on the most important thing. So whether that's starting your business, whether that is searching for a new job, whether that's starting up a podcast, whatever it may be, have that 90-minute block of time, create different blocks throughout the day. And during these blocks of time, you don't have access to the phone. You don't have access to randomly scrolling and browsing through the internet. You're not having any meetings during these times. You're not in any calls during this time. You're not taking any lunch break during these times. These 90-minute blocks are dedicated to you focusing on getting to the next level. I highly recommend that every last one of y'all have at least 2 to 3 90-minute productivity blocks throughout the day. You can get every other thing done in your day outside of those times, but have 2 to 3 90-minute productivity blocks throughout the day to make sure that you're making time for that which matters the most. Let me check these comments real quick. Shama said, I had a job years ago where I had to take 2 buses and a train just to get to work. By the time I got to work, I was tired. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. By you not having that ideal work environment, you've already put yourself at a loss. So then what happens? Okay, by the time I get to work now, I don't even have the energy to be able to knock the work out the park. So I'm already reducing the likelihood that I'll get a promotion. I'm already reducing the odds that, the boss is going to look at me in a favorable manner and really position me for the next raise. These are all things that matter. You got to figure out what is your ideal environment. Now, for some of y'all, your ideal environment may not be the same as mine. My ideal environment works for me because I'm a homebody. I don't have any kids, so I can spring out of bed and go right into the very next room and get to work. That's the path of the least resistance. But for some of y'all, maybe you have multiple kids in the house, and instead of you having all of your work in the office, you might need to put yourself in a library. You might need to put yourself in an office space where you can focus and give your undivided attention. You need to identify what is your ideal environment, because unless you do that happening, make sure that if you just came in, make sure that you do smash this like button. If you like what we're talking about thus far and you have any questions, make sure that you super chat. If you want to sponsor the show because you want to keep more shows going like this, make sure that you super chat. Let's talk about the third thing, SMART goals. If you're going to finish what you've started, you have to have SMART goals. I talk about this a lot more in my program, Your Breakthrough Year. One of the reasons why we don't finish what we start is because we all talk about what we want to accomplish, but we never set goals for ourselves. All we do is talk and we don't get down to business. Now, here's the thing. When you don't set goals for yourself, You're just wandering through life. You're just going through the motions, walking up and down without a sense of direction or a sense of purpose. Smart goals allows you to clarify your ideas and focus your efforts in the most productive way possible. So we're all given the same 24 hours in a day. Smart goals allows you to use that 24 effectively. So let's talk about what these SMART goals are. SMART is an acronym. S stands for specific. This is where you make your goal clear and specific so that you understand exactly what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Let me give you all an example. Don't just say, I want a better job. Write down the exact title of the position. You need to get very clear and very specific on what it is that you want to accomplish. One of the reasons why we don't finish what we start is because we lack clarity. And clarity precedes mastery if you want to get to the next level. If you don't know what the target looks like, there's no way you can hit it. Okay. You got to make your goal clear and specific so that you know exactly what it is that you're trying to accomplish. The next thing is M for measurable. This allows you to know when you've accomplished a goal. See, one reason why we don't finish the things that we start is because we're so vague about the things that we want that you wouldn't even know what it would look like if you got it. So don't just say, I want to lose weight. If that's your goal, identify how much weight you want to lose. I want to lose 10 pounds. I want to lose 5 pounds. By you being able to measure it, you will know precisely if you've hit that goal or not. A for attainable. This needs to be a goal that will stretch you to get to the next level, but it has to be something that is possible for you to accomplish. So let's say that you want to be a doctor. Is it attainable? Are you willing to go to school for multiple years? Do you have a way of funding it? Right? See, here's what you got to do. And they all know I always talk about how we got to bring the Most High into everything that we do if we want our efforts to flourish. If you want your efforts to take off, you got to put the Most High into your worldly success. This is in the book of Luke, chapter 14 and verse 28. For which of you, intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it? Lest haply, after he hath laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him, saying, This man began to build and was not able to finish. So the Bible is telling us that if you're going to be successful in your endeavors, before you get started, you have to first count the cost. You have to first identify if the goal that you seek after is attainable. Is this something that you can really put into motion? A lot of y'all, you might have just thought about something on some random day and you said it, but you didn't really count the cost on, is this something that I could really do? Do I have access to get what I need to get? Am I willing to go through all the steps that it takes? Can I afford it? Am I willing to do what I need to do to figure out how to afford it? This is how you focus on having goals that are attainable. You need to map this out before you get started. R is for relevant. Is this goal in alignment with your future you? If you saw what I talked about in last week's episodes, I talked about how you need to have a conversation with your former self. You need to look at yourself in 30, 50 years from now and ask yourself, where do you want to be? In the last hour of your day, where do you want to be? Who do you want to have beside you? What do you want to say that you've accomplished by the last hour of the last day of your life? And then once you've gotten clear on that, that's when you start working in reverse and getting to work on it today. You start projecting out into the future, imagining the person that you want to become, and then you begin to work backwards to see what it is that you need to be doing today in order to have a better tomorrow. When you set goals for yourself, you need to ask yourself, are your goals relevant? Is this just something that you came up with today and you never even thought about if this has anything to do with your tomorrow? Or is this something that actually connects the dots from the person that you are right now to the person that you want to be in the future? See, a lot of people, they never think through this. A lot of people never go through the process of reverse engineering their life. And this is the reason why people start things that sound hot for the moment, but it's only a temporary fad. This is why you don't finish. You're chasing a mirage. Let's say you want to be a business owner, but at the exact same time, you set a goal to go to college to study underwater basket weaving. How does getting a degree in underwater basket weaving have to do with you being a business owner? How does the goal that you set for yourself tie into your long-term vision? This is the reason why R is for relevant. You don't want to just set goals for the hell of it. You want to set goals that are tied to the real you. Lastly, T, time bound. Every goal must have a deadline. Y'all know they got a saying, a dream without a deadline is a wish. So if you have a goal without a deadline, it's just a wish. It ain't serious. You have to hold yourself accountable by setting an end date. That will make sure that you're pacing yourself along the way to reach the destination. It will block out all these unnecessary distractions to make sure that you reach your goal in the scheduled time. Okay, here's what I want y'all to think about as we close out these SMART goals. What is the deadline for your next goal? Say that you want to launch your first business product. When is it going to happen? When is it going to be ready for sale? A lot of y'all keep coming on here talking about that you want to start your own businesses, you want to invest, you want to accomplish all these things. When is it going to happen? Are you still in la la land hoping and praying that it's going to happen? Or are you going to get off your behind and put the pen to paper, holding yourself accountable by having a date? It's not real until you can look at the date. And if y'all saw my previous shows, I told y'all the importance of having these goals mapped out in your office, in your bedroom, in your bathroom, in the refrigerator, on not in the refrigerator, but on the refrigerator door. So that way, everywhere you go is constantly reminding you of the person that you want to be. Let me go to the comments. Stan Durd said, God bless. I need this. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All praises. Thank you so much for the support. If you like what we're talking about, make sure that you smash the like button. And most importantly, make sure that you leave a super chat so that I can keep doing more shows just like this. Thank y'all so much for all of the support. Let's keep the comments flowing, y'all. I want to see what y'all's thoughts are. Now, the fourth thing that you need to focus on if you want to finish what you start is you need to start small and work your way up. Now, here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. Shout out to Mitchell Anderson. He says, I've been watching for a few months, and you are one of the smartest humans I've listened to. Thank you for the knowledge you are trying to give us. Preach, bro. Hey, shout out to you, my brother. Thank you so much for all the support, man. All praises be unto the Most High. You know, I'm just a mouthpiece, but I appreciate all of y'all's support, and thank y'all so much for your efforts to keep this show going. The fourth thing that you need to do if you want to finish what you started is start small and work your way up, because the essence of not finishing the things that you started is something getting in the way of you getting to the end of the destination. So what's coming in the way? Well, one of the things that's coming in your way is the intimidation factor when you start to think about the size of the task. That's the reason why you got to break it down and not try to go all out on day one. Let me give you all an example. Shout out to Willie Johnson, said, keep going. Thank you, brother. When you have a fitness goal, right? Let's say that you want to lose weight. I've been sticking with that example. The best thing that I would advise you to do is to only start with a 5-minute workout. It seems insignificant, I know, but you're building habits. Your habits is what leads to your results. It's no one workout that's going to change the game for you in terms of your fitness. It is the compound effect of consistent workouts on a regular basis that helps give you the body transformation. I would rather you start your very first workout on a 5-minute interval than for you to go to the gym for 2 hours and you talk yourself out of going back to the gym again. You've gone too far, too fast, and you can't sustain it. And that's one of the reasons why y'all can't finish the things that you started. Tell me if I'm making sense right now. Tell me if you've ever pursued a goal and you were so fired up about the goal at the time that you went all out on day one. But then on day two, you didn't have that same fire in your belly. That's the reason why I'm telling you to focus on the habit rather than the effort. Focus on the habit rather than the effort. We start things and we don't finish them because we're too lofty at the beginning. And your goal feels like a quantum leap rather than a small step. You have to design your goals in life where it comes by small steps every single day that leads to big results. See, you have to trust the compound effect of things. Here's one real big trap that a lot of people get caught up in. Would you rather take $1 million right now or receive 1 penny doubled every single day for the next 31 days? That's something to think about. Would you rather take the $1 million now or 1 penny doubled every single day for the next 31 days? I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show y'all this. Y'all know how y'all do, my people. Y'all love that instant gratification. Y'all know that if somebody handed you $1 million or if they handed you a penny, you would be all over that mill and you wouldn't look back. But I'm showing you the compound effect of things, okay? We have to understand. I'm trying to pull this up in real time. Y'all bear with me. I'm trying to pull this up. Y'all bear with me. You got to be able to see. If you had 1 penny, right, every day, I'm going to put it on the screen so that way y'all can see it. I'm going to put it on the screen so y'all can see it. Y'all don't want to believe me. I'm going to put it on the screen. I'm going to show y'all the receipts. As always, if you're just joining us, make sure that you like and subscribe. Make sure that you check out this article too as you pop in. Look what it says. The power of compound interest. If you took a single penny and doubled it every day, by day 30, you would have $5,368,709.12. That's by you trusting the process of compound interest. I'm telling you that there is a compound interest behind your day. There is a compound effect behind your efforts. But the reason why a lot of us have not gotten to the level that we want to get at in life is because you perceive a goal as I have to go all out today. And if I haven't made it to where I want to get by the end of the day, I'm giving up. That's what a lot of y'all be doing. You say, I want to start a business. And you say, I'm gonna burn the midnight oil tonight. I'm gonna work 15 hours, 18 hours, 100 hours. I'm gonna put in all of these hours, but yet you're gonna be burned out immediately, and you won't be able to carry over and sustain that effort to the next day. Instead of you focusing on the effort, focus on the compound effect that comes by very small things that leads to big results. Okay. So not only is it important for you to start small and work your way up in terms of the size of the task that you take on, you want to make sure that when you work on projects, you break it down into smaller tasks. So you want to write out all of the things that goes into a project and do it one by one. So if you have a goal of writing a book, don't put down on a to-do list, write book. Don't do it like that. Instead, break it down into chunks. Make one task about Googling how to write a book. That needs to be one task by itself. Google how to write a book. Because by you breaking everything down into small bite-sized chunks, it becomes a lot more manageable. You can handle that throughout the day, and it will help to ensure that you achieve the task more comfortably. The reason why a lot of us don't take on next level projects is because you get psyched out before you even start it. And that's because you've never been taught how to simply put one foot in front of the other. There's a famous quote that says, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. A lot of us only think about how far we have to go. Instead, we should be focusing on just taking the next step. That's the secret. Last but not least, number 5, y'all, have an accountability partner. You need to have somebody who you respect and look up to hold you accountable, to make sure that you finish the things that you've committed to. You need to have someone that you have a good rapport with, but not a friend, because y'all know how it is. You'll get too friendly. Somebody starts to coddle you, and then you don't end up getting what you want to get out of life. This needs to be somebody that you have a strong respect for, not somebody that you can just roll over, or somebody who you don't take seriously. This needs to be a person who you don't want to let down. And a lot of times, with this accountability partner, you need to start making certain bets. Like, for example, I have a goal of accomplishing X by X time. If I don't reach this goal by this certain time, I'm going to give away $100 to a nonprofit that I don't like. That will help to motivate you to press things forward. See, you have to have things to incentivize you. You got to be able to have accountability partners, because you have to have extra incentive beyond yourself to get the job done. So have your accountability partner. They need to be successful. They need to be somebody who already has proven success and experience in the area in which you've set your goal. It cannot just be any random person. All right. So make sure that y'all focus on these 5 things. And this is how you can effectively finish the things that you start. Now, I want to start getting y'all on camera. Okay. I want to start getting y'all on camera. I want y'all to cam up. Y'all know this is what we do every show. I need to see some fresh faces on here chiming in. How can you finish what you started? When you get on camera, I want you to tell me about maybe how this has become a struggle for you. Feel free to ask questions about the things that are your barriers towards completing a task. And if you think that there are challenges that we experience in our community when it comes to getting things done, then feel free to talk about it. 757 Trucker says, 4 years to pay off my truck. November 2nd, last payment. Love it. Getting my authority, and that begins the next challenge. Much support, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, the chief in the South says that's one of the biggest obstacles or challenges, having a reliable accountability partner. Absolutely, it is. And that's honestly one of the reasons why I created this show. Because by you being on this show on a consistent basis, people will watch the things that you're saying and they're going to hold you accountable to it. So for those of y'all that want to start businesses, put that out there. Put it out for the people to see. So that way we can hold you accountable when you come on the show next week. Hey, what's going on, brother? What have you been doing to set up your business? You got your business model laid out yet? Do you understand your unique value proposition yet? Do you know who your target market is? Do you know what platform you're going to use for marketing? These are the type of questions that we could be asking to hold one another accountable if we communicate like we're supposed to on this show. So if you are on right now and you want the accountability partner, leave a comment below. Say, I want an accountability partner. You know, there might be somebody that's on this chat right now that's trying to find a better job like you, that's trying to create a six-figure salary like you, that's trying to invest and create passive income like you. But the problem is a closed mouth don't get fed. So right now we are in the Q&A portion as well as a time for feedback. If you have any questions, that's not even about this topic per se, but if you want to have questions about your business, if you want to have questions about your career, if you want to have questions about your money, then please just put your question in a super chat and I will answer it during this time. Additionally, if you want to hop on camera, please cam up. I'm giving y'all the cam up link right here. I need to see y'all on, my people. Ladies, I need to see y'all on. Brothers, I need to see y'all on. What are your thoughts when it comes to finishing the things that you started? Give us your story. Give us your testimony. Tell us about a time that you didn't finish something that you started and you regret that. And then maybe tell us about a time where you did start something and you finished. The chief in the South says, I want and need an accountability partner. Let's be our brother's keeper and hold each other accountable. That's what we're going to talk about in tomorrow's episode. Okay, y'all getting me excited. Are Black men held accountable? I know I got my thoughts on that. Are Black men held accountable? That's what we need to talk about on tomorrow's episode. We're going to get into that. But as of right now, we need to be having this talk session. Who's in the comments? Who's camming up? Who has feedback to keep this thing going, y'all? All right. While y'all are doing that, I'm waiting for y'all to get on. Make sure that if you're just joining, make sure that you like, make sure that you subscribe, make sure that you share this channel with a friend. Every Black man in America needs to see this show. They need access. They need the information. What they choose to do with the information is on them. But we need to make sure that our community has access to the content, y'all. So let's make sure that we're liking this channel. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you give the super chat. If you don't know how to give a super chat, it is the $ that's in the live chat window on your YouTube app. Okay, look for that $ that's in the live chat window on the YouTube app. And just in case for some reason you are unable to super chat, you can always support the show and keep this thing going via Cash App at $ Black Men's Career or via PayPal. The link is on the screen. All right. I've also put this link for those of y'all that are watching this show later. I put it in the description. So feel free to click the links in the description. I don't see nobody getting on this camera. Where's Shevis at? Where's Yasha Allah at, man? Y'all, I know y'all trying to open space for the rest of the brothers to be able to hop on, man, but we need brothers, we need sisters camming up so that way we can create real change in our community. Even if y'all have comments that y'all want to drop, feel free to throw it out there. So as I wait for y'all to hop on, I'm going to tell y'all about one easy way that you can finish the goal of becoming an investor. Some of y'all have a goal of being an investor this year. I'm going to make it very easy for y'all because I'm going to give y'all a link that allows you to get 2 free stocks to get started. As some of y'all know, this channel is sponsored by Webull. This is one of the fastest growing financial platforms that allows you to have not only a stock trading account, but a crypto account as well. You get to do all of your investing in one place. So what I'm going to do, as I'm waiting for y'all to cam up, as I'm waiting for y'all to ask questions, as I'm waiting for y'all to leave y'all's comments, I'm going to provide y'all with a link to be able to get 2 free stocks, to be able to start as an investor, finish what you start, join Webull now, and hop on board, y'all. It's definitely a wave. All right, so I'm going to put this in the comments. Okay, we got the Chief in the South. We got the Chief in the South. Thank you so much, brother, for joining. What you got on the topic?
Oh, I'm a chronic non-finisher.
Okay.
Chronic. And
Thank you for
the
your
the
honesty.
deal, yeah, the deal is it's like twofold because a lot of the things I want to do, it's like you just have to keep it bottled in because there's very little support simply because like nobody knows the things that are doing these things or they so you can't see it so it can't happen.
Yeah.
And the other is, that just self-doubt. I can't see it through. I don't have any support. There's no way I'm just gonna be wasting my time. But yeah, oh Lord.
Man, you touched
chronic
on some
chronic
points.
self I
You,
just I just don't know what to do. So I just keep it bottled in. And and it's fine, but I can't stop the ideas from coming.
right.
And so I find myself getting resentful with those around me because I feel like I can't share it with them. And I don't know what to do.
Absolutely. So let's talk to this. So that way we could really figure out how to be able to make sense of it all. Now, the first thing that I would definitely recommend, and I'm sure that you probably watched it, but it's worth checking out again. Make sure that you watch that show that I did about what's your purpose, as well as do Black men lack confidence. That
Mhm.
is a real cornerstone to helping us really have the self belief in ourselves to get to the next level of what we want to accomplish. Shout out real quick to Lauren Morales. Thank you for the $20 super chat. She said, thank you for the sponsorship. She said, time management is one of my favorites because you can never get bored trying to perfect it. It's never end. Thank you so much, Lauren Morales from the House of Chevis. Thank you so much to 757 Trucker for the $10 super chat, who says, the pressure from telling others your goals and trying to reach those goals under the eyes of scrutiny and doubt is also a form of accountability. Facts. So let's talk about this real quick. And for those of y'all that like this show and you want to see it online, make sure that you continue to give your super chat sponsorships. It goes a very long way. Now, what you said at first about not really knowing people that are goal driven and are like minded with interests similar to you is the exact reason why I created this channel, man. I created this channel so that way, driven, goal oriented Black people could come together on one accord to push each other to get ahead. I've spoken about this in previous shows. Even it was on my very first show when I was explaining why I started the show. I started the show because, there's so many haters and there's so many people in life who are not very driven at all, that it's like we're in clusters. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes with us as a people, we're in clusters of people that are driven. So you might be the only brother that in your city, on your block, that wants to do what you do, right? The goal of this platform is for all of us to come together, whether it was the brother that was on from North Dakota or the brother that's in Atlanta, to be able to come together and say, hey, I have this exact same drive as you. I have these exact same goals. Let's work on this together. We got brothers on here that's talking about needing an accountability partner like Stan Durd. Y'all should be reaching out to Stan and say, hey, let's link up. Let's be each other's accountability partner. Let's help each other get to the next level. This is a platform for networking. It's about us figuring out real solutions to impact our community in a positive way and providing the space for us to help each other. Because if we don't look out for each other, nobody else will. They're not going to help you like this at the job. They're not going to help you like this in school. So we got to be able to do that. And so that's that first piece, making sure that we have the right community to help us get to that next level. And like I said, when it comes to the spirit of doubt, man, watch that show again yesterday, King, because I talked about how your competence will become your confidence as you continually take care of, again, those smaller tasks. And even I talked about this tonight. A lot of times the reason why we lack that confidence, black man, is because when we think about goals, we think about the end destination rather than the first step. I'm gonna tell y'all, this business, the way that I have it structured, man, this is years in the making. Between having my own hoodies, my own shirts, my own show, products, books. Do you know how many years it took me to, to put all of that together? But if I only focus on, okay, well, there's all these things and it intimidates me because it's so much, I'm never going to do it. I don't need to think about the finish line at all. I need to focus on the very next step. So that's one thing that I would very strongly encourage. Anything else that you have for us before we get off?
Oh no, I'm just glad to see you back, bro. I watched all your videos on your YouTube channel back when you had the big flip board. I watched
Oh,
every
wow.
one of those, man. Every
Wow.
one. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you, man. I'm glad to see you
Anytime.
back.
Thank you, black man. I appreciate your support, man. And let's continue to do this thing together.
Yes, sir.
All right now. And see, that's another reason why I created this show, because I don't just want it to be about me. I want it to be about you, and we can win together. So now, see, we're building relationships. Y'all now know the chief in the South. Y'all now know, okay, hey, you know what? Let's identify what it is that the brother wants to accomplish. Let's give him that encouragement that he needs. Let's be our brother's keeper. Let's be in each other's corner, because if we don't celebrate each other, man, who will? As always, my brother, none other, the elder man, Yasha Allah, is in the house. What's going on, my brother?
Hey, shalom, big brother. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear. How are you doing today, sir?
Tired, but I'm good.
I hear you. Thank you so much for your support as always.
Like you said earlier, a lot of brothers and sisters don't realize they're doing something years ago to catch up today. And like people ask me, well, how you do pharmaceuticals? I said, because it took me years. It didn't happen overnight.
Right.
You know what I mean? It means that when they call me, I got to go. That's the way it is. I can't tell people what I do when I do pharmaceutical because it's highly secure. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it takes years, and they don't realize that everything you said before takes place. It's a process. Like, people don't understand. My dad always told me, look in the mirror, son. You're going to blame you. Your future, everything, look in the mirror. And he took me by the shoulders and put me in front of a big old mirror. I'm to blame. You know what I mean? You're in charge of your own destiny, where you want to be and where you want to go. Don't waste your time with people who's not doing anything. Like you said that yesterday. You got 5 years, you still in the same boat.
Absolutely.
And there's 3 things I call the triple C's: commit, committing, and committed. They all mean something different, and a lot of people don't understand that. If you don't have all 3, it's not going to happen.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not going to, even in your marriage, even to the Most High, everything has to have those triple C's. If you have that, and being around people, like you said earlier, who are expertise in what they do, just listen and listen and listen. Because I've done a lot of things growing up. I had a dog kennel, and I worked free. I had to drive 20 minutes, 30 minutes away to a German guy. Say, you want to learn my dogs? Here you go. Don't want pictures. It was free.
Right.
I did that for 2 years. He said, I'm not paying you anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
You in school. It's free. If you want to be here, I had to clean up this, that, middle of the night. When he called on my off days, on my off from work. And I learned it till I got to where I wanted to be. And I finally opened me up. And he gave me a dog once I finished in 2 years. He said, hey, yo, it's a puppy. I was now a dog. And I started from there. I did it for 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we don't want to be around you doing class every night. Well, I'm not going to get one class. You do real estate. You do other things. I'm not even going to try. I'm not going to pick the phone up and say, hey, can you show me this? Okay, brother, do this. I can't do that. You know what I mean? I'm giving you water, but you don't want to drink.
Absolutely. And that's the essence of this show, man. You could lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You know, we could give out all the free game in the world about how to finish what you start, have an accountability partner, how to structure your ideal workplace. But it's up to you to take this information and to apply it. So with that being said, can you give us those 3 things again? Because I thought that was critical. There were 3 C's that you outlined, and I want to put this on the screen. You said commitment,
committed, and commit. My dad's an English major, you know what I mean? 2 degrees, and he always question. He comes on. No. Get a dictionary. I want to know. I'm like, Dad, no. I want you to tell me, and when you read it, don't read it back to me.
Yeah.
You tell me in your own words. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My dad was a hardcore man. You know what I'm saying? And I pay him today. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And stuff like that. I'm careful with my. He makes me mad sometimes because he can't live in my life. I forgave him. You know what I mean? But he still scares me. You know what I mean? And everything else. But he always make me look up words. We don't want to look up words. We just don't. You know what I mean? We tell kids, go to a phone. Buy a dictionary. Unabridged dictionary. You went to college. Buy a dictionary, people, so they can have a reading. You know what I mean? If you do that, you see different words. Because unabridged dictionary means there's a whole lot of meaning in those words you don't know. That they just commit. No. Committed, committing, and commit. If you don't do those things, it's not going to work.
Absolutely. I appreciate you so much, man, and I thank you for so much for your consistency, commitment, committed, commit. That's what we're going to focus on, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that right now. Thank you so much for hopping on, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Okay. Can we be committed to finishing what we start? Are we willing to make a commitment towards our goals? Listen, y'all. And see, here's one of the things. Here's one of the real secrets and one of the real keys. The key to your success is not about what it is that you want to accomplish. It's about what you're willing to go through in order to get there. What are you committed to giving up to get what you truly want? Where does your commitment lie? Some of y'all, okay, you got commitment for relationships. but you're failing your relationships if you're not committed to your purpose. Because if you're not committed to your purpose and finishing the things that you started, what value do you bring to the table? There's always talk online about what do men bring to the table? What do women bring to the table? You're never going to bring anything to the table if you can't finish what you started. So let us commit to the goal. Let us commit to finishing the things that we set out for ourselves. And just to give you all a recap of what we've gone over in today's show, we talked about establishing your boundaries so that you focus only on the vital few. You don't need to be doing everything under the sun. Have you 3 core things that you do with your life. Everything else, eliminate, automate, delegate. Number 2, set your ideal work environment, because the easier it is for you to get to work, the faster you will be able to get to results. The harder it is for you to work, the harder it is for you to win. Number 3, set smart goals, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, time-bound. Number 4, start small and work your way up. This is a killer, y'all. Start small and work your way up. Lauren says, I like to remind myself of the tortoise and the hare. Perfect timing. Slow and steady wins the race, but quick and careless will cause failure. The tortoise knew its strengths and didn't quit, nor did he get distracted. Okay, you know what you remind me of here, Lauren? What you reminded me of here as you said this is how most people have it backwards. Most people are patiently impatient rather than being impatiently patient. Let me break down what I'm saying. See, when it comes to people finishing a goal, most people are very patient to get started. You ask a person, hey man, when are you going to start that business you were talking about? Oh yeah, maybe next year. They have all the patience in the world before they get started. But then on day one of business, they want to be a millionaire. They are impatient towards the process. When you are really finishing the things that you start, you have to be an impatient, patient person, meaning when you decide that you want to take a step forward on something, you make it happen right now. For the people that are actually going to take real action behind today's episode, you're not waiting till tomorrow. You're getting started today. You're getting started right now. I'm giving y'all 2 free stocks. They're giving away the stocks to y'all. Take action now. Be impatiently patient, because impatience is I get the free stocks right now. Patience is I'm gonna wait for these stocks to blow up. The stock might be worth this amount of money today. 10 years from now, that's when I'm going to hit it big. But we don't have that mentality. We will wait and wait and wait to get started on something. And then as soon as we get started on it, we need the results right now. Instead of us being impatient, instead of us being patiently impatient, we have to focus on being impatiently patient, meaning you have an impatience when it comes to starting on the goal, and you are patient enough throughout the process to see it through from start to finish. All right, y'all. So thank y'all so much. If y'all super chatting tonight, please make sure that you send it in right now before we bring this thing to a close. I would really appreciate your support. As always, y'all, I tell y'all about, if you want to be featured on my channel, send me an email to Uzziah@Black Men's Career, so that way I can promote your business on my platform for free. We got 7,000 subscribers. These videos get hundreds of views. If you want people to see your business and you want me to promote it for you all for free, all you have to do is send me an email. Reach out to Uzziah@Black Men's Career. Let me know your website. Let me know what your business is about. Let me know how people can get in contact with you. And of course, I will promote your business on the next show. Now, there's something else that I got to tell you all about. If you found value in tonight's episode and you want to be able to learn more about this, I highly recommend that you check out my Maximum Productivity Masterclass. I've put together an entire masterclass breaking down how to maximize your productivity from start to finish. If you feel like there's never enough time in a day to get things done, this is the masterclass for you. So let me tell you a little bit about it. This masterclass is my personal time management system that allowed me to pay off over $95,000 in debt, write a best-selling book, and retire from corporate America and start my own business all in my 20s. I'm showing you the time management system that allowed me to become a best-selling author, a business owner, a real estate investor, and so much more, all in my 20s, y'all. In my 20s, all praises be to the Most High. The Lord allowed me to accomplish more than the average man would accomplish in a lifetime. And I say that in all humility. I'm sharing this because there are secrets on how to get ahead faster. If you're using the same mindset that the average person is using to get ahead, you ain't going nowhere fast. Because look at the average person. Average people get average results. If you want to get above average results so that you can get to the next level, you need to understand how high performers manage their day. I gave y'all a few of the tips in today's episode. In the masterclass, I'm sharing with you the entire system. So if you want to take advantage of this time management system, here is the link to join. Okay, I'm giving y'all this link so that way you have instant access. This is the link to the Maximum Productivity Masterclass. I'll be walking you through in this masterclass how the most successful people in the world get things done as quickly as possible. I'm going to share with you the tools, the systems, the processes, the hacks. Everything that you need to know is in that masterclass. If you're looking for a cure for procrastination, check out this masterclass. It will be well worth your time. All right. So as we close this thing out, any last words from y'all before we bring this thing to a close? Make sure that you like this channel. Make sure that you smash that like button. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. Make sure that you provide a super chat to help keep this show going, y'all. If you want to keep this show going, make sure that you do whatever you can to show your support. Now, for tomorrow's show, the question is, are Black men held accountable? Y'all know that's going to be heavy. So start thinking about your talking points tonight. Start thinking through it tomorrow. Share it with a friend. Are Black men held accountable? I want to know, are we truly holding each other to a righteous standard? Do we have each other's best interests at heart to get to the next level of success? And is there more that we can do as a community to lead by example? Are Black men held accountable? I have my thoughts on the subject, but I want to hear yours. So make sure that you tune in. And anybody that you know that needs to hear this, have them tune in also. If they have questions, make sure that they're on live. You know that I always talk about how to improve your business, how to improve your finances, how to improve your career. If you know somebody that has a business that's looking for free promotion, make sure that they tune in live. And as always, y'all, if you have somebody that has any ideas for the show, maybe you have ideas for the show yourself, make sure you send me an email at Uzziah@BlackMen'sCareer, so that way we can get this thing rolling, y'all. I want to talk about things that you want to learn, discussions that you want to have, and I can't do it without your support. So as always, make sure that you keep staying focused, keep soaking up the lessons from this show. It's all for you. Let's keep praying for each other. Most importantly, y'all, keep pushing.